Good evening. Well, just over 2 weeks ago, I decided the time had come to blow the lid off the UK banking industry because I thought they were closing people's accounts with very, very little reason, or indeed often with bad reasons. And since then, there's been an absolute flood of stories. Remember, the vicar who objected to his building society in Yorkshire having the whole of the front window as a campaign for Gay Pride Month. He went in, asked why they were doing it, and they closed his account. Well, I have had hundreds of you write to me to say your accounts are being closed. Some are running window cleaning firms, others are pawnbrokers, and anything and everything in between. If you're involved in taking cash, the banks don't really want you, and that, of course, is why GB News has launched its petition. It's launched its Don't Kill Cash campaign. And you can see on your screens a QR code. You can download it, sign our petition. Over 200,000 people have done so already. You see, the trouble is, if you take cash out of the system, and if everything is digital, well, at some point in time, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that you could be closed down and find yourself effectively a non-person, unable to function and unable to live. Now, I mentioned last week that I'd put in something called subject access requests to the big global ratings agencies. These are the people that have you on their files, and the banks refer to them. The banks refer to them to find out whether, basically, you're a creditworthy individual. Well, I also put that request into Coutts Bank. They had 30 days to respond, and the deadline was midnight on Friday. And just a few hours before the deadline, I got back the data on me. It is an extraordinary 40 pages of information on one NP Farage and his business. I can only say, having looked at the content, that I am shocked. Much of it is deeply unpleasant, highly political, very personal, and not something I would have expected from an institution that I thought was there to serve its shareholders, which, by the way, includes you, because RBS Group, which owns NatWest and Coutts, is 38.6% owned by you and me. Yes, we bailed them out when they were in trouble, and now they can treat us with contempt if they choose. I haven't really had time to go through and work out what I'm going to do with this. I've got a lot of reading to do. But a couple of little pointers. Brexit is mentioned over 30 times, and Russia is mentioned 22 times. So I think we can see exactly the direction of travel, and I will talk a lot more about this and what it means tomorrow. And by the way, don't think this is just about N. Farage. Report in the Times newspaper today that said Refinitiv, one of those big agencies that I referred to earlier, Refinitiv will be able, on behalf of the banks, to put in all the bank accounts and names they've got and monitor social media. Just think, if you were to say something on Facebook that somehow did not accord with the bank's so-called values, you too could find yourself closed down. And if we're not careful, if we don't fight back, we're going to finish up with a Chinese-style social credit system. And that is why I'm going public on this. I'm not just doing it for me. If they can come for me, believe me, they can come for you.